Hey friends, Mort Burke here, professional goofster, coming in hot to tell you about our Patreon for our little show Rebrand, which you're about to listen to, an episode with the one and only Bug Williamson. She's excellent. Go follow them immediately on Instagram and TikTok if you're not already, which you probably are. They're pretty huge in the social media sphere. Is it a sphere? God, who knows anymore? Which happens to be what this episode's about, social media. We talk about influencers needing to get paid and shit for all the views they're bringing in with their, for people like Bug at least, incredible hard work and beautiful original comedy that they're creating. In addition, we talk about the importance of supporting artists and stuff. So we have a Patreon. We'd also just be happy for you to listen. You ain't got to support us. But if you were interested in it, for a 5-spot... A fin, as they said in the 20s. You get immediate access to our Discord, and Ashley and I do hangouts there, usually once a month, where people get to ask us questions. You get unreleased content, you get ad-free episodes, you get video episodes, stuff like that. So that's how you support us if you're so inclined. Enjoy this episode, guys. Hope you're having a beautiful week. Please be kind to yourself with your beautiful hearts. Thanks.
Hello, beloved consumers. I'm Ashley Birch.
Oh, and I'm Mort Burke.
This is a comedy podcast where we inject new life into tired old brands, whether they be snack food, celebrities, or religious institutions. I don't want to do no banter of no kind.
Not interested in bantering.
Not interested in bantering. Don't want rapport.
I'll refuse to banter.
Don't want chemistry. Just want to introduce our guest.
No charisma.
No charisma, uniqueness, nerve, or talent.
Yep.
Honey, who's our guest today?
Our guest is a friend of mine who's a fucking, and I'll use swears, I don't even care, a wonderful, hilarious comic comedian. You know them probably from their incredible social media presence we will talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bug Williamson.
Bug Williamson.
What's up, Bug?
Hey.
Thanks for joining
Howdy.
us.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for having me. This is such a pleasure in all forms.
Yeah, I'm feeling...
Oh, which forms? Which forms are all forms?
Oh, physical, spiritual, in the body, without the body. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that.
Inside, outside, in the head, giving head. Yeah.
In the form of time
classic.
travel, giving head in the future and receiving head in the past.
What the heck?
That's why I think anxiety is receiving head in the future and depression is receiving head in the past.
Wow, that's so deep.
I married a spiritual man, ladies and gentlemen, and they thems. So we're here to talk about. We're going to be rebranding social media today.
Yep.
And as you intimated, Bug has an exceptional social media presence, and by that I mean they have extremely funny TikToks. I didn't know actually that y'all knew each other because Bug has just shown up on my For You page with very delightful. I would call it like funny, whimsical comedy. And I don't remember when I found out that y'all knew each other in meat space, as the kids say.
Yeah, we did it IRL. And
Yeah.
So a little backstory. I was hosting an open mic Thursdays. Hit me up if you want to attend. And Bug was there and super funny. And just when you do mics, you like see a ton of comedy, right? And then as soon as I saw you, I was like, oh, goddamn, you're really original and authentic. So I was like, I wanted to talk to you right away because you're so goddamn funny. And then I feel like, I don't know when you kind of started quote unquote blowing up, but I was to Ashley, I was like, you have to see this person. I know her. She's great at stand up. And then also is really good at this. And I just want to, the social media of it, like what I like about it, for me, I think it's all social media is a little bit inherently trash because we're all working for Meta for free,
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I got from this, I was shout out to Marlon Croft, who's this rapper I got that from, but I just think it's so true. So
Yeah, for
but
sure.
I love, but both you, Bug, and Ashley do really, really beautiful, like heart-centered, hilarious, powerful work on the internet. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit, Bug, about your experience about creating this style that you're working in now and all that shit.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much for all those beautiful compliments. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I love Mort and I think you're hilarious and you're a great open mic host. I'm like, one of the weird things about being a comedian is you kind of have to do so many different things and like be your own production assistant and like produce your own work and be a writer and performer and like And I'm on the ground at the open mics and I'm doing it.
We're in the trenches, man.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
love. Yeah, you have
It's
to.
World War One or two.
What's that?
Yeah, I guess it's World War One. You're in the World War One of comedy.
It's World War One, where the helmets don't work. They're
Yeah.
paper, basically. There's no good
Mhm.
like gear at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't really know what you're
Yeah.
fighting for.
No.
I often have to go to shows and ask if there's going to be a microphone.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, sometimes there's no microphone and they didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
So
So you just
that's the
shout?
kind of that's kind of, deep, like high level stuff I'm booking,
If you're not I mean, I have a feeling probably that if you like us, you like Bug. So if you don't know their comedy, I mean, how would you describe? You're just it just seems like you're very much yourself, like in the videos that I've seen
Thank
of you.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think I recently have popped off in the last year. I guess it's so vapid to talk about follower count, but it is kind of crazy. Like I feel like I started deciding that I wanted to be my most authentic self and like wanted to know what that looked like. And so I've been doing sort of these like just put my phone down and talk to the camera, but do like kind of characters and voices like I do in my stand up. And it's been pretty successful. And there are duds and it's what's crazy about social media is like so I have representation now and you often have to work like every single day on it, like 365 days a year, and you like
Mm.
take breaks and stuff. And like my manager always says that um it's like a really, really long marathon. It's not a race,
Right.
so it's like all about familiarity and like consistency. But I know there's some people online that say that they want to post like 3 to 5 times a day, or they'll do like a
Damn.
hard 90 and 30 or something like that, like where people really want to blow up really fast. But I think there's a danger to that, like um kind of like not knowing your voice, and I don't know. So
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And could you talk about your experience of finding your voice?
yeah, totally. What a good question.
It's my
Um,
it's my favorite comedy question, and it's something that I feel like we're all like working within on at varying degrees of the spectrum of where we are on that.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would say that like at first it was just like I was watching Mike Birbiglia and Maria Bamford and John
Hell yeah.
Mulaney, and I was like, those are the people that I want to emulate. And like I think I just kept writing, and what was weird about the process was I am an improviser at heart. Like I've been doing improv for like 9 years. I'm on an improv team at the Pack. You can come see me at the Pack.
Hell yeah.
Um, and
What's your improv team name?
Dimes.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is good.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, when I started making videos, I would say like my stand up and my videos are similar, but kind of like different breeds. Like when you're online, like you have to say something fast.
Mm.
Like whereas like when you're doing stand up, it is good to like get people laughing quickly, but I think there's a little bit more grace because people are trapped in the room with you, whereas like you are
Right.
like not you can't like keep people's attention for very long. So I think there's
Right.
something to be said about like making people laugh quickly. Um and I started to think like um how can I involve spirituality? This is such a weird thing to say, but like I sometimes think like what is something that I am working on, and I'll think like, oh, I'm working on being my authentic self, or I'm working on like saying no to things I don't want to go to. And then I'll like try to incorporate that idea into like a funny way to like say it.
Yeah.
So sometimes like with my short videos, or like videos that are like under a minute long where I'm just like standing there at the camera, I will just sort of be like, and it's this voice, but it's like something about being authentic, and like um or I'll get like somewhere over here and I don't know where that is, but and then I'll just kind of like workshop it, but it is a lot of I think people have this impression that it all comes off the cuff. But the secret is I work very hard on it.
Yeah, of
Mm.
course.
So I think is every comedian's secret is that you work for a long time on material that you really, really like.
Yeah. I I'm glad that you brought up the spirituality part of it, because I think that is why I responded so much to your videos when I saw them, is that they're extremely funny and they also feel I'm trying to think of how to say this in a way that doesn't sound trite, I guess, but it's like they're heart-centered, it seems like, without being pedantic or like it does feel like it's authentic to the experience that you're having in the moment.
Yeah. And they're
yeah.
like, and they're fucking hilarious. So it's like the perfect delivery
Yes.
system of this thing. Like, I was just thinking about, because when you say the one I watched the other day, where you're like, I don't remember the whole video, but it was like, it's about using your gut, and you're like just slamming your stomach, and you're being like, your posture's insane. It's like perfect character embodiment. And also, I'm in the process of really learning how to use my gut.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like something that is so funny. I always like there's kind of there's a theory in stand-up a lot where it's usually dudes and they're like, I want to bring in the dark stuff and have you laugh at it so that you feel that it's not as dangerous to you or something. But I think there's something really powerful about being like, I'm bringing in lighter spiritual stuff and you might absorb that in a way that you're not even aware of. And the laughter like helps it get in there harder or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it's something that I also try to do with my own work. Like this year I released something called I'm Happier Here, which is on YouTube if you haven't watched it. And it's a mental health show, but it's for adults. So it's like it has sort of the style and like visual touch points of like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or, you know, Blue's Clues or whatever, but in the first like 15 seconds I make a joke about fucking a puppet. So it's like the delivery system is meant to be funny so that we can talk about like anxiety disorder without it being like, without you feeling like it's infantilizing, you know? And I think to me, this is just going to be 40 minutes of us blowing smoke up your ass. So enjoy that. But I just think it's...
For TikToks, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, hilarious. Yeah. Here's the Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow. Wow, thank you. I'd like to thank my mom.
But yeah, I like dark shit. I like blue shit. I like all kinds of comedy. I think the hardest thing to do, though, is to be funny and be hopeful or helpful. Or that is the thing that I also am like aspire and try to do. So it's like very... it's affirming for me as a creative as well to see someone trying to do that and it not feeling like preachy or cringy.
Wow, I'm so grateful to receive that. I will say, like, in my stand-up, I struggle with it. Like, I find that I have a different voice, and I don't think it's bad. Like you said, like, I don't think it's bad to talk about like negative shit or like have like a different persona on stage. I definitely find that like the persona I have on stage is sort of this like crazy like run down person that like like needs to explode, and like I don't know, like I just to translate that into like live comedy, I'm still developing, because I feel like this voice that I have online is so new to me. Like I've only started posting like that like maybe in the last, I don't know, like 8 months to a year or something. So yeah, it's definitely a practice for sure.
Yeah.
And it's really cool that it's like the correct material for the medium, I think, is so cool when that happens sort of organically.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really fun. And yeah, like you're saying about it is the thing about stand-up that's kind of hard is like you're talking to people about being a human being. And so much of that experience is fairly dark. Right? It just is. And you're, especially, you know, whatever, like all the crazy shit that's happening, all this stuff, right? And then the kind of the spiritual stuff is this really attempt to, you know, experience this other thing, which is like a sense of joy and peace in a world that is challenging, right? So I think that's, to me, it's like a newer, more harder thing to do, and it's for people who are like authentically very funny that can do it well. So it does, because otherwise it feels like if a Christian band, you're like, they're like, we're death metal, and you find it later they're like, actually it's for Jesus or whatever, and you're like, nah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's not like you're coming from a place of being like, I'm a fucking pastor who just decided to do comedy because I thought that would get me in touch with the kids. You know? I don't know. It's
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's and on this show we rebrand things, not to force us into that into that box. Um, but thinking about like social, like, because there's a lot of negative shit you can ascribe to social media for good reason, like maybe the fall of governments, but but the thing that I particularly like, especially about TikTok, which TikTok gets a lot of heat, and again, and it's not that it's like unwarranted, but I think the cool thing about TikTok is that it provide like I feel like the currency of Instagram was how hot can you look and how perfect can you make your life look, and I feel like the currency of TikTok is how funny are you or how interesting are you, because like the angle of choice on TikTok is like someone in their bed and it's mostly their chin, which I fucking love. Like, I just think that's so
Yeah,
great.
totally.
So I feel
Yeah.
like the cool thing right now about like TikTok being the sort of like default social media is that I do think there has to be some sort of value in it, at least for like the stuff like Mort doesn't have a TikTok because God bless him. He's a sober man and it would kill him maybe. I think he would fall into a TikTok hole.
I do have one actually, but I managed to not. I haven't.
Yeah.
It's like I've never smoked meth or whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
gotten into it.
Yeah.
Totally,
There's
totally.
there's a needle in the corner and he just hasn't touched it. But
Yeah.
I curate for him basically. I'm like, oh, Mort would like this, and and then we have like a little TikTok showcase where I show him TikToks that I think are good.
That is the basis of every positive, lovely relationship is forcing someone to watch a video that you have seen earlier that day.
That is our modern day love letter.
Totally.
In the Civil War times, it would take like 4 weeks to get to you or whatever. You're like, you have to watch this bear is friends with this duck.
Yeah. Yes.
And it is this interesting thing of like, and it's the thing I've seen with I'm Happy You're Here, that the response being like, oh, like this is a way for people to get information that has a paywall in front of it sometimes, i.e., like, which I still in the episode and all the time encourage people to find therapy, or find like a spiritual program or do something, that like gets you more involved with sort of some sort of healing practice. But like I talked to therapists for the episode and stuff, and a lot of people don't have access to that information without paying for it, in some form or fashion. So that is something that is a benefit of social media. It's just also sometimes you see like the gnarliest shit you've ever seen in your life. But I don't know if that's a rebrand as much as a reframe.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's cool about TikTok is that like I would not have found your videos, I feel like, on Instagram. I mean, now Instagram Reels is trying to be TikTok, but
and to be fair, Bug is crushing it on Instagram too, which
hell yeah,
to me is almost like you're so good that even if it's not the standard of that social media site or whatever, it's like people will be like, "Oh, this is so fucking great."
Well, yeah,
it's like improves my day dramatically.
Well, TikTok just like won, and so then Instagram was like, "We'll try to do TikTok," and
for sure.
So yeah, and I feel like
totally,
it's changing a little bit, but yeah.
And I love what you said, or the when you're talking about the currency of TikTok or whatever, the fact that you do work hard on it, and it is just in your room, and it's just you seeming like it feels very casual, which is really cool. To me, there's a punk aesthetic to it a little bit, which is like it's hard, but it looks easy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? It's like you think the Buzzcocks are like just like a dumb punk band, and they're like, oh no, this is incredible songwriting.
Right. Know? Yeah.
Is that a conscious choice for you, or did you always feel comfortable just like doing it in your room?
Yeah, totally. I think so the weird thing about TikTok is like I've had a TikTok since 2020. So like
right.
I've been like doing and I've been posting since then. Like Whoa. I've always like when I was, oh my God forbid I ever see those videos again. But when I was like in college, I was like posting on my Instagram story, vlogging, being like, hey guys, just skipped class. And I'm like, everybody that
your professor's watching it and a single tear is going down their face.
Yeah, it's so crazy. So it's like I know. I've like there's definitely a learning curve of like oversharing on the internet that like people love to do, and it's like yeah, and so it's like there is like a learning curve with that. But I think like what I like about filming in my room and just sort of like point and shooting like my comedy is that like all I really have to go off of is like my brain and my words and my
Mm.
ability to communicate. And that is what I like about it, because I want to, like my dream is to be like a comedian full time, and like I want to show people that like I can be funny and I don't need anything,
Mm.
so I think that's like part of my choice of doing it in my room. And like um yeah, but it is I don't know, half of it is off the cuff. Like usually I can only find voices and stuff when I'm just standing there looking at my phone and going like, well, what should it be? Oh, it should be like this girl that's like so like this, and like I don't know, like I find out like what would be funny in my body, and what I would find fun to do, and then I like try to find something that I want to communicate while I'm doing it, and it ends up being, yeah, my voice, and I don't really know how it happens.
Yeah. And we were shooting a sketch over here recently, and I was having this. It's been a while since me and my buddy Zach filmed a ton of sketches during COVID, like Zoom sketches, and we had a bunch of fun ones, and we got good at it. And then we're only recently been like, let's start doing this again. And I was like improvising a song, and I was thinking, oh, you know what? I have to literally sing loudly to communicate to myself as like a hack to be confident, kind of hack, like life hack. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I think there really is something about like experiment with your voice and like
Yeah.
messing with it at varying volumes and stuff. And this would be for like people who listen to the podcast who are like interested in this, which I know there are people like, how do I become a comedian? We've gotten that question, And so I like talking about this process. It's a very like organic, there's a spiritual idea that like your body, even down to your cells, really loves your voice, your own voice. That's why like people do om. It's such like a healing process for people. And I love that there's totally a mystery to it, because I think it's beyond the intellect. It just sort of like is inspired.
That's what I'd like everyone listening to take away from this podcast, is whatever I do on TikTok is beyond the intellect.
Well, it is though, like
Yeah.
because I've like we've all seen a ton of comedy, and I do think like the more because there's people who kind of, I don't know, it's such a fascinating thing, because it's like and this is a pretentious way to talk about it, but it's like you're both like shaping the sculpture, and you're like getting rid of parts of it to get to more of your authentic self. And there really is like you said, you've been hosting since 2020. There's no substitute for just doing it a lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think it's really fascinating that this provides the opportunity to watch somebody go through that process,
Right.
potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, the rebrand of it should just be that like you should be getting $100,000 a year. Like
Okay, let's talk deeply about the TikTok Creator Fund.
Yeah.
Because I have so many feelings about it. So yeah, I mean, I want to get back on topic, but like I think a rebrand that social media needs is paying. I mean, we do truly work for free, like
Yeah.
paying their creators. I mean, like I would love to be transparent about it. I like used to so like the way the creator fund on TikTok works. Oh, first of all, Instagram does not have a creator fund, to my knowledge. The creator fund that I think they have is like very complex to get into, and like I've never figured it out. TikTok, at least you need like 1,000 followers, and then you can make money on live. I've made pennies on live, not to brag.
Right.
Couple pennies here and there. And then the way that it works for because I do think it kind of is a mystery to people. Like people see that I have a lot of followers and think that like I truly do work a barista job. Like I don't have enough money to like get by just on social media. On the creator fund, your video has to be over a minute long to produce any funds, which is crazy because they're the way that it's structured is that people are scrolling so fast.
Right.
So any video that goes viral that's like 15 seconds or under a minute, like I don't make any money off of.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yes.
And then there's like reposting. I had someone impersonate me that had like 15,000 followers that I finally got taken down. And then there was a time where I was doing like me as a barista videos, and I was like trying to do sketch that way. And they had like some success, and those were over a minute long. And I made that month, I made like $1,000, which was the most I had ever made on the Creator Fund, which is a lot of
Mm,
money.
right.
But it's like they have the way that the Creator Fund works is based on view count and comments and engagement. And it's such a complicated algorithm that they will not, there's like no transparency about like where your money is coming from. Like
Mm.
I had a video that did like 200,000 views and it was over a minute long, and I'm gonna make $50.
What?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Right.
so I do think like it is crazy that like we perform for each other for free and for fame,
Uh-huh.
and it's like so many people, it's their leg into another industry. Like I want to work in like film and TV, and I want to do stand up more full time, and like and this is a way like to get your stuff seen, and to get your voice out there. So it's like that's the risk you run. But I mean that's a huge rebrand that I think like if there was some sort of way other than like also there's brand deals which I have management for, but that's sort of tricky, and then TikTok Shop is sort of tricky. It's like the influx of like when you make money off of it. And I want to be clear, I do make money off of brand deals, but I've only done like two-ish,
Right, right.
Mhm.
and then I've like done an ad for like a Amazon clock,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
like so yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I think it's absolute trash. I think
Right.
that I think
Right, right.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's fucking disgusting. Here I think true. There's a couple things that in my mind we need a full on performers union that is not just
Hmm.
actors. First of all, like comics won't they just won't get a union. It's too like stupid like individual competitive for no reason.
Mm.
But if we
Yeah.
had a full on performers union where all of the power was consolidated,
An influencers union?
with actors, influencers, voiceover artists, commercial actors, that's where like the true power would be.
Mm.
And yeah, it's what happens over and over in capitalism, which is why like
Well, we got to capital. We talked about Bug, but
Hey.
like Bug, we at some point we'll probably talk about capitalism, and here we are, baby.
I love
Well,
it.
the only person who's really done it like immaculately, which is to take their work back. I mean, Kendrick is pretty impressive the way that he's done it. But is Nipsey Hussle, and the way that he did it is he emulated. So I'm saying like as creators, we would have to. He copied Apple's vertical integration model, which is to say he owned the store, he owned the printing press that made the clothes, he owned the CDs that he was selling, and he built up a following and a fan base that when he sold mixed CDs for $100, there was a line like in Compton way around the block.
Whoa.
So he made all that money. So there was he was doing the opposite of what we're all told to do, which is like, yeah, blow up on social media, and then it feels like you're saying, like it feels like, okay, you've done the work and you are good enough that you should absolutely have a high paying career as a fucking performer right now.
Right.
Yep. So the only rebrand I could think of is to be like, yeah, if you are as good as you are, you should make six figures.
Yeah, of
And
course.
yeah, totally, without a doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. Where does that money come from?
They have it.
They have it?
They fucking
They
have
have
it.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that's the thing about doing ads too, is like there is like thankfully like people hold their like fan bases hold their creators accountable, I feel like, on based on like what kinds of ads you are doing. And like I wouldn't do like an ad for like fast fashion or like for Amazon, or I've just said I did an ad for an Amazon clock. Hey, sometimes you need $100. But in general, like there are ethics to it. Like I've been asked to do ads for vaping. Vaping pays big money.
Oh, wow.
I've never done an ad for vaping. Never done an ad for like weight loss supplements. They pay big money. But it's like yeah, it is tricky because it's like as like a influencer or creator like on an app, like you are funding and creating your own production company. Like my manager always says that you have to think about your channel as like a TV channel, and like what are the shows that would be on the channel. And Yeah, and then it's just like here comes capitalism again. Like you do need to like fund it in some sort of way, and
Yeah,
like and the hope is that you can do that as ethically as you possibly can.
right.
Um, and but the dream is that like the rebrand of it would be that creators are paid like wages based on the content that they make, and like that there would be transparency about what um the analytics of it would be.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
And in a perfect world, I feel like that you would be given what would occasionally happen in skateboarding, which would be interesting, is that the owner would create smaller companies for their riders so that the riders could grow into successful business owners of their own. So in a world where you were able to funnel people to the Bug Williamson app that is like basically works like a
Like the
Patreon.
Jeremy Renner app.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like the Jeremy Renner app.
My dream.
Including where you nearly die in a tractor accident and have a near-death experience, which happened to Renner and is an incredible story.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
Wow.
saved someone too.
Okay.
He
yeah.
saved his like nephew or
The
something.
real rebrand is that we should all model ourselves off of Jeremy Renner.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, every arc of his career, I think I'm trying to emulate. But so, and again, it's not funny to talk about, but it's like I really do think that's the only way. Like Patreon seems to be the closest thing to get people to pay you for what you're
Yes,
actually doing.
I was gonna say like Patreon, but here's the thing. I don't have a Substack, like I don't have like a team that works with me. Like it would just be me on Patreon going like, "Hey, you guys want to Zoom hang?" You know?
Well,
Which there
so
probably are a lot of
crazy.
people that would.
well,
Yeah,
but the thing is,
I
like,
don't know.
I feel like you would have to steadily, and you're talking to a person who badly needs to take whatever advice I'm trying to give you for themselves, you know.
Mm.
But it is to say like you slowly withhold your work until people are willing to pay for it, but you already have people who are willing to pay for it because they've shown that they really love it. It's just communicating to them, this is how you get like maybe whatever it is, like 3-4 times a week with like a subscription payment plan, you'll get like 4 bug videos.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
and
That's like
there is like a subscription platform on TikTok. I have not I don't know. Listen, I like have a job, like
Yeah,
yeah,
know,
dude, you're
like,
right. You're trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
like working. So it's like to create more and more content, like I don't know. It's just hard when you're like you devote so much of your week to just being like a regular work week, you know?
Yeah,
So
of course. Of
And-
course.
and I have like, yes, I have like taken the risk of like, I used to work 5 days a week and now I work 4 days a week. And I do that because I like needed one day to like work on social media because it is kind of like a full-time job.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
and even then I'm like, I need another day. Like I need another
Yeah.
goddamn day. So hopefully that's my dream is that like I can be full-time and I don't know. So
yeah, what's wrong with putting the Venmo in the bio?
I know, I know. I think my thought about it is like there are just so many people that like need money, you know?
I know,
And like
dude. I know.
Yeah.
I am just like a person living in Los Angeles and like that is hard, but there are plenty of people that are like struggling so much more deeply. But it's like there are people that like want to support like artists and creatives and like you're like convincing me to build a Patreon.
I'm in the
basically.
same fucking boat, dude. Like I
Yeah.
truly so when we launched I'm Happy You're Here, we're like, do we do it with a Kickstarter? Do we da 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 da? And what I ultimately decided was like, I don't know. People are struggling right now. And so we like partnered with a 501c3 so people could give us tax deductible donations if they liked the episode. And a lot of people were really generous, which was fucking awesome and amazing. And it wasn't enough to make another episode. So now we're like, well, fuck, we have to like think about other ways of doing stuff. And I'm grappling with the exact same fucking thing, which is like, I want to make more of this thing. I think it helps people. We self-finance the first episode and we can't do that every time or we won't have money anymore to live. And also I feel bad asking people for money. But then there's also, you know, my friend who helped me make it was sort of like, look, you're not putting a gun to anyone's head. Like if they like the thing that they,
Yeah, totally.
you know, and they want to give you like $5 a month.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Like let them support you and let them help you make this thing that's like good for people.
Yeah.
And I feel like you also make stuff that's good for people.
Yeah.
You know, to see.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And I hope that like one day there is like a like, you know, either start a Patreon or there's some sort of way to sustain it, because it's like even like I'm trying to do like I'm doing kind of like a cooking show right now, and then like
Yes, which is so good.
thank you. Yeah. And it's called Burnt with Bug because I'm not a very good cook, but I'm gonna learn how to be. And then I'm also I'm like trying to get into the like thrifting space, because I just really love to thrift and like find stuff, and I love clothes and I love things. And that's gonna be called Browsing with Bug. And I you know, like need to go to the grocery store and buy ingredients. And it's like, where does that money come from? Just from my own pocket, I guess.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm thrifting, but I'm not really spending that much money, but $30 here, $30 there. It's like, I don't know. So it's like, yeah, I think like there needs to be more ways to pay creators than just Patreon.
Right.
Especially since like, I mean, I think about like Twitter too, like, people like just give away like their writing for free, you know, like people are so goddamn funny on Twitter, and like and it's like, yeah, it helps you like sustain a career in something else maybe, but that's like, it's like crazy how we just do it all for free, you know?
Yeah. No, it's insane. And to me, yeah, there's like artists in capitalism, bing, 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 have been taught to like beg for crumbs and devalue themselves. When it's like meme creators should be able to get paid. They should be getting paid so much more than Wall Street bankers. Like it's just completely backwards around what we value, what actually has value in the society, and what we ascribe value to.
We should start doing a thing where I do a little jingle where we're like, time to capitalism. And then you say at what point in the episode we finally talk about capitalism.
Yeah.
So the first mention, you know, you hear time to capitalism.
I mean, I made it to 20
like 24 minutes in.
Yeah, the fact that I went after 20 this time, I think is impressive. But I've got another pitch, though, that is like, I think there should be, for example, like Instagram, there should be comedy Instagram. There should be political Instagram. They should be more separated.
Right.
So that the algorithm curating is like much easier. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like on TikTok, just show me the dogs that play piano. That's all I want to fucking see, actually. You know?
Right. Well, and people like, you know, there's book talk. There's like, you know, there's like, there are like like Reddit, there are like subreddits, sub TikTok, whatever. Yeah. That you can like, I don't know. But then like.
But if you let the creators curate that, like if Bug has their own fucking Bug Talk, yeah, which has all the thrifting show and the cooking show and all the hilarious shit that you're doing, and then you curate like, oh, and you also like this person, and you like this person, and you like this person, and then you see like back end points on that shit. That would be excellent. It'd be good for the person watching and the creators.
Yeah.
I just wish my algorithm was less intense, you know, like I love receiving news on social media because sometimes it is almost faster than just like checking the Apple News app or something. And I often find that there are people who are more informed than I that can like describe things that are happening, but I do wish I was not seeing like violence when I like open up my app.
Yeah.
I do want puppies playing piano.
I want goofs. I want dogs.
Yeah.
And I want memes. That's basically what I want.
And I want to stay fucking informed, but at a price. Like, you know, let me just open New York Times, you know, which I do.
Right.
So
everyone is so informed now that I end up becoming informed anyway.
Right.
Like if something
against your will.
Yeah, if something gnarly happens, I fucking find out about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think like it's important to remain informed And also, we're not meant to be experiencing this level of exposure to not only violence, but like violence followed immediately after of like this kitten yawned so loud it got scared, and then it's the most violent thing you've ever. You know what I mean? It's like
your brain's like, ah.
It's fucking terrible.
I just want to be mindful of the time because both these sweeties got hard outs.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So maybe we should hurry it up. Y'all, if you ain't seen Bug's comedy, do yourself a favor, get you on TikTok. And would they search Bug Williamson?
Yeah, you can, or you can search pollypocket.mp3. That's like my username. And then
your
on
username is
Instagram,
pollypocket.mp3?
Yeah.
That's so good.
And then on Instagram, it's pollypocket.mp3 _, because someone had it.
Of course.
Yeah, so but you can also search Bug. I'm sure it'll come up. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you've got a show at Nico's Wine Bar. That's an Atwater, right?
Yes, it's in Atwater.
Yep, on the 29th at 8 p.m. So go see Bug do stand up there. So
Yeah,
goddamn
and
good.
Avery McClure is going to be on that show, and so is Cameron Esposito.
Oh, sick.
Hell yeah, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Honey, where can the people find us?
You can find us at Rebrand the Podcast on Instagram, as much as I just talk shit on Instagram. But it's the whole thing. That's the same thing. It's like,
the
look,
only place to go.
totally, dude. If you live in prison, you can hate prison. You still got to figure out how to live there. Not that this is
There was
not
a
that
meme
social
that
media
said,
is.
Yes. There was a meme that said, I will never be smart enough to leave Instagram.
That's what
Yep.
Totally. So you can find us there. We also have a Patreon, speaking of. Rebrand the Pod on Patreon for a minuscule $5 a month. You get access to the Discord. We get to hangouts with Ashley and I, ask us questions and stuff once a month. And you get pictures of Cody, our dog, and you get free unedited episodes occasionally and ad-free episodes and all that stuff. So join the Patreon if you're so inclined.
Bug, thank you for joining us. You're great. You're funny. Keep it up.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thanks for doing it.
Goodbye.
Rebrand.
Rebrand.